Yeah, man. What I
That's
was
hot
saying,
shit
man.
right there,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
So we gonna do?
We want you to be an activist. And don't take our word for it. Look that shit up. Pulley. Dogma tells you what's right and wrong and what to hate. So that's part of the reason why we hate the Russians. And you know what I'm saying? We stand with Ukraine. Just as a random example, because that's what we were talking about just a minute ago. But, it's totally not related to that. I'm talking about, like, the human spirit, you know?
You
It's
programmed to
like,
hate certain
right,
things.
right. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you get taught to hate. And I don't think that you have no hate, you know what I'm saying, naturally. As we grow up as children, but we're taught to hate, and then there's the system created to tell us what to hate.
And then you
Yeah.
get hated on too, man. When you get hated on, then you start hating things.
And what's crazy about it is that, like, officially people tell you, no, don't hate, you shouldn't hate, but or whatever, that's ugly to hate. But when they go home and then they're not in public, then that's when that hate comes out and it's totally acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, and what are solutions to this kind of thing. What are the solutions when you got a system that's teaching you to hate?
Dude, I fell into deep depression. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I hated everything. I couldn't watch people. I couldn't do much without hating during depression. But then I like slowly learned how to love again. But it took months.
It
I feel
took
like people,
years for me.
yeah.
I
I
went
mean,
through a depression too, and those are the right words, because I was depressed and I hated everything, including myself above everything else.
yeah, me too, bro. I hated my lyrics and the songs and shit. I just felt like a fool.
No, I mean, when I was in deep depression, I I hated me. I hated who I was. I didn't want to be the person that I was. I wanted to be someone else, because there was a point in my life where I finally could see myself. I think, a tragedy happens in my life, and it caused me to reflect on myself. And then, I don't know, I think I was already in a depression, and then a depression is also kind of like an insanity. It's a mental health issue. You know what I'm saying? It's a off balance. It's an out of balance thing. So, and then I think after that traumatic event happened in my life, it made me realize that I had already been depressed, and that I was kind of crazy. Like, I was really psychotic or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay. So, but then it took years for me after that to work through that shit.
Man, I'm just grateful every day I don't wake up in that zone lately. But it's like, dude, it's only been like a couple weeks since I shook it. Like, I was
And
really
it's
struggling with that.
and it's a relapse that can happen just like drugs. It can always happen. So you have to be, what do they say? Take it one day at a time. And so, and I'm feeling happier and happier. And I think that what you do is you find something that fulfills you. I think that's one of the things that make people sad, is not being seen, not being acknowledged as a human. And also another thing is not being able to create or whatever, not being able to kind of like do something that you want to do, you know? So that's the thing. And sometimes we don't even know what that is, because the way we're taught, and it's like Pepsi or Coke. Like, I don't want soda at all. Like, but no, your choice is a Pepsi or Coke. I don't. So that's the problem. But so we get trained that way, and then our mind stays in that box, and we can't even think outside of it to realize what we really even want. You know, and I try to ask people all the time, what do you want? What do you really want? You know, and I tell my kids that's the way I talk to them, because I want you to have what you really want. But for you to have what you really want, you need to think about what it is that you want.
Yeah, bro. I go around
Well,
preaching the law of attraction. I preach a lot, but like I don't write down stuff that I want enough. I don't even think about it. I'm always like thinking about, you know, something else and then attracting bullshit. Another thing, bro, about depression, like I've really studied up on like what it could be. The science behind it, yeah, bro, it is an imbalance of chemicals, but I mean, it could be caused by a supernatural presence, like a demon attack. It could be
Well,
making your chemicals.
that's all perspective, because I can't even argue with that, because it depends on how you look at anything. You know what I'm saying? You can look at it that way, and it'd be perfectly fine to look at it that way.
So,
Uh,
I mean, like if you put on meds and you know nothing's working, I would really find Christ, bro. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to forever believe that he's the son of God, but he'll protect you from the demons. It's a consciousness, it's an energy. You can all become Christ, you know?
Yes, I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And but I think to fight the demons, I don't think you have to get into a specific religion, but you do need to go to the spiritual realm, and you know, start looking at things from a spiritual way, and think about how your physical affects the spiritual, or the spiritual affects the physical. So you know, and it's about what you're doing. And we talk about vibrations, right? It talk about positive energies. So, you know, and I'll be talking about people like, you know, you want to listen to rap music, and all the rap music you listen to is talking about killing niggas and shit like that. It's like that vibration, that's a low vibration. And you're spreading that, and you're creating that chaos. You know what I'm saying? And you're lowering your vibration, and you lowering the vibration of people around you too. You know, like
I'm guilty of that. Falling into culture, bro. Just trying to get notice and attention.
but
Trying
if
to be cool.
you play some upbeat music, it makes you feel good, you move around a little bit, and then your vibration spreads. And if there's other people around, it's going to have an impact on them that way, and make them feel good and energetic. And it'll uplift their vibration instead of bringing it down.
Yeah.
Because we always have impact on the people around us. So, and you know what? You also have to pay. Like I was saying in the other video, no matter what, man, you have to pay. So even if you subconsciously bringing down the vibration of these people around you, it doesn't matter. That's the effect of what you're doing. So you're going to have to pay for that. You get what I'm saying? Whatever the universe decides. Whatever is the opposite of that.
And I was a fool because I willingly submitted myself to doing that without even knowing what I was doing, like with the rap music, bro. Like, you know, being hateful with my lyrics. I'm trying to switch it up because I was shook, bro. I was so shook.
But it's about what's in your heart, right? Because when you make art, it's supposed to come from your heart. That's when you're gonna be beautiful. Art doesn't come from your mind. You know what I'm saying? As far as your physical, like, you know, your brain, like thinking of it that way. You don't make art that way. You make art from your heart. But so if it's hate coming out of your heart, then you need to go and evaluate your heart.
My heart's solid.
You know, and
I was
then
more putting on a mask, or maybe like a butterfly breaking out of the cocoon.
or pretending to be something that you wasn't, because you
Exactly.
just to be accepted.
Yeah.
You know,
I know my heart's solid.
and that's the thing about the real Christ energy that you're talking about. You are ostracized. You will be sacrificed. You will be crucified for exempting real Christ energy in in our today's society, without a doubt.
Whatever, man. I mean, I'm gonna lay low with it. I'm gonna lay low with it then. I don't want no smoke, bro. I want to be around for my family.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I say, you have to pay no matter what. Everything you do, you have to pay. So, and with great power comes great responsibility, you know. And so when God shows you something, you have to act on it, because not
Right.
acting on it becomes, I don't want to say a sin because I don't like using that word, but it becomes, you was wrong, because in your mind you're going to be thinking about it. You're going to be like, I should have did such and such and such, because I knew I had this information or whatever, or this inspiration that, could have changed the situation. And I know I should have acted, but I didn't. So now you're going to be punished for that inaction, because God made
I
you
mean,
aware of this. Not everybody
God's the
gets to see.
Punisher. God's like punishing around here. I
No,
don't
it's
think he
not
is.
that. It's not that. It's really not. That's not the right
Appreciator.
word. No, it's not the right word. It's more of a reaction. What I mean is, you're gonna suffer as a result. And it's not gonna be. It's just the way. It's the how things work in the universe. It's all about the energy
Yeah.
transfer. It's an
Dog, you're
energy
right.
transfer. It's just
You're
how
right.
things work. There's no escaping these laws of the universe. So you know, and not everybody gets to see. That's the thing. If God gave you ability to see, then you have to use that.
I'm
You
like
have
blocking it. I'm like blocking it
you
out,
have to
thinking I'm
use it.
psychotic or something. But I
You
do. I
have
be getting beamed in some like fucking messages, bro. I'm like, okay, wait. Am I just have a chemical imbalance? Like, is this normal?
not everybody can see. So you have to you have to, whatever abilities. It's kind of like the X-Men, right? Like if they give you a special power, then you have to use that power. You know,
I just don't even have the money to use the power, bro. Like, I need money to move a little bit. To set up a little, to protect myself. Because these sharks are going to eat me alive, dude. They got like billions of dollars.
and
If I'm
that's what I'm
trying to
saying
change the
though.
world,
That's
they
what I'm
don't want
saying.
world.
If you have to be ready to get, you have to be ready for the war, because what they say, I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord. So you got to be ready for the war. If you putting out Christ's energy, they're coming for you regardless. They're coming for you regardless, even if you don't. So you might as well go in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Because it hardens you up. It makes you ready. You become a warrior.
Bro, I got the Valkyrie, Odin, all warriors of all time protecting us because I don't got to fight the war. The war's already been fought for me inside my heart. If people all got to go through their own transitions, I'm gonna leave it up to God for everyone else to be shown the light, just like I was. It's not my doing anymore. If I have the ability to save everybody, I will. I'll put out that energy in the spirit world. If I could like duplicate my spirit and make it travel through time for it and make it meet every soul that's ever lived and help them in whatever way they needs to, then I'll do that. But at this point in my life, bro, I can't really change the world. I don't have the money. I
You're
don't have the
thinking
billions.
wrong. You're thinking wrong. You're already changing the world by having the thought of changing in the world. You're already changing the world just by existing and being who you are, and setting the example for other people. It's the ripple, the butterfly effect.
Dude, the weirdest thing is I took a little quiz today. I can send you the screenshot. Like what my spirit animal was. They said it's the butterfly, but it kind of makes sense. Because I do. I feel like I'm busting out of a cocoon. Like the last 10 years, I've just been a caterpillar, like a demon almost. I'm like busting out with angel wings and a halo out here.
Going through the transformation. It takes years of pressure and heat to make like a diamond. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. So, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Diamond is so hard, nothing can cut it but another diamond. It's because it's been put under that pressure and that heat over time, and it has, it's hardened.
Bro, do you ever get okay? So I get so deep, and my thoughts never stop. I just get so drained. I get so drained, bro.
It do. I can't sleep. I have a hard time sleeping. That's part of the reason why I do this show, to try to get it out. And I recommend anybody who's ever listening, you don't have to join this show, but whatever those thoughts are and feelings that you have to get them out. Even if there's nobody listening, just like that spoken word, this is therapy. You know what I'm saying? It has to do with the breath and the mind. So even if these are dark thoughts and stuff, things that you feel are bad or evil or whatever, I think it's good to say these things out loud. It will be better to someone, but if not to someone, then just out loud to the universe. And because someone's always listening, the universe is always listening. So,
dude, I was just about to say that. Like
yeah.
someone's always with you. Like they say in the Bible, you're never alone. But I like to address it as the universe or just in a flow of energy, bro. Because to put a religion to it is unfair on humanity. To say one religion over the other is just unfair at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Putting one of the other. So when you say Jesus and when you say Christian, that's what I have to push back against, because anybody can choose a different path that'll be just fine. And it'll be the same thing as Christ's energy, but you could call it a different name. It's all about loving thy neighbor, right? It's all about, helping people, showing the light, being an example for others, being upstanding, having character, having, morality, you know what I'm saying? Having, you know what I'm trying to say. Just basically being a human, being a good human. I was gonna name this today. Let me look at my notes right quick, because I almost named this Real Humans. That was what I was gonna name the show tonight. Because real humans, a real human, right? A real human has emotions. A real human is right sometimes and sometimes is wrong. You know what I'm saying? A real human, doesn't know everything. You know,
I think like trying to know all is almost like something that held me back. I tried to know all, but really I just knew a little about a lot and not a lot about a little.
So a real human does good sometimes, and sometimes they do evil, bro. That's a real human. A real human is racist sometimes.
Bro, yeah, I mean,
that's a real human.
Definitely.
You gotta accept.
For me to be white, I mean, I'm not racist just because of just, I've never felt racist, but I would say if I was black, bro, I would feel targeted and I would feel racist as hell, probably.
So I think what I'm trying to say is That's the issue. We have to accept these things that we feel, you know, and that's how we deal with them. If we pretend that it's not there, then it don't ever get dealt with, and it just festers, you know. That's why you have to talk about it and get it out. And that's why, like things you hate. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you, you or Deuce, the one out there, how y'all feel? Remember, we want you to be an activist and don't take our word for it. Look that shit up. Please. I'm still kind of getting myself together, I ain't gonna lie. I'm coming though. I'm almost there. A little bit behind. How y'all feel tonight? How y'all feel? What's going on in your life? You feel good? It's important to feel good. That's how you manifest good. You gotta feel good first. You know what makes you feel good? Doing good things. What are good things? The things that feel good to you, the things that have good impact on your life. Like, how like when you work out or you run or walk, even whatever it is, jumping jacks or something, you go to the gym, and while you're doing it, it kind of sucks. It hurts. It's painful. You can't wait till it's over. And then as soon as it's over, a lot of times, well, when you're really into it, you kind of want to go again. But even if you don't want to go again, later on, you feel the benefits of it and you're like, wow, that was good. And it's like, it's really weird how like working out actually gives you energy. Like when you push yourself to the limit, or, what I'm saying, push yourself further than you normally do, then it gives you energy. It's the weirdest thing. But, science is about, things that stay, I'm going to misquote this, but things that stay still tend to stay still. Things that are moving tend to stay moving. And that's kind of like a science thing. So it's kind of like, that's us, we're better, the more we do, if that makes any sense. The more we do, the more we can do. You know what I'm saying? And the better we feel. What's up, Pat? How you feel, man?
Man, wonderful.
That's fantastic, bro. It's really good to feel good.
Yeah, man. So, how you feeling, bro? Well, it
I'm,
sounds
I,
like you are in the awesome mode.
I'm in a great mood. I really am today. I've been having a good week so far. Whenever I feel productive, that's when I feel like I had, that makes me feel good. So, and one of the things I want to talk about today is like, how do you determine what's good and what's bad? The name of the show is List of Things to Hate. The reason why I made that the title is because I feel like that's what they do. They give you lists of things to hate. You know what I'm saying? As a society, as a culture, as a nation, or whatever. And you're supposed to follow that or whatever. And things that you hate, things that you love, they've already been determined. And underneath that, I put dogma tells you what is right and wrong and what to hate. So it's like dogma or rhetoric, religion, whatever you want to call it. I feel like that determines what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad, what you're supposed to hate and what you're supposed to love.
Hmm. Uh. Well, I mean, there's really nothing new about that one. That's something that's been employed on us for sheesh, since before we were here. I mean,
Yeah, but I think that that's the thing about traditions, because we blindly follow traditions and without questioning them. It's been here since before. It's what my parents did, my grandparents did, my great grandparents did this. So who are you to question this? And it's like, but I feel like each generation should reevaluate all the traditions.
well, and shoot, but no, don't get woken and go against it and say, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do in place of that.
Yeah, because that might
Sacrilege.
right. That might be a problem. That might be a problem with a lot of people, with your parents, your friends, coworkers. All of them might have a problem with that. Like me, I don't really like to celebrate birthdays. I don't celebrate my birthday. I just don't. You know, I'm old. Like I don't even want to count the years no more. I don't. You know, I don't want. You know, I don't celebrate
But
my birthday.
what I don't know, for me, celebrating a birthday is not like, some of these other things. Because I mean, at least a birth, when you were born, that's something was real of all
Yeah.
things. You know what I'm saying? So
Like, you know it
that's
happened because
that's
you're
that's
here
my
as
holiday.
evidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're evidence of that day. But
Y-
my daddy used to say you should celebrate your mom because she's the one who almost died that day,
uh,
you know.
Well, I don't
But
think I don't think my mom almost died, but I mean, however, yeah, I think she's worth celebrating in that moment as well because without her, I mean, I think even dad too. I mean, if it wasn't for him and smooth talking mom, shoot, you wouldn't be here.
exactly. So both of them should be celebrated, really.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, I don't judge anybody. I don't even really care. It's just me. I don't really like to celebrate my own birthday, and people find that weird. They're like, "What is wrong with you?" It's like I take a week. I celebrate my birthday for a week.
Oh
I'm
shit,
like,
I got a couple of cousins. They celebrate the whole damn month. I mean, like they let you know it. I mean, shoot, they constantly, yeah, happy birthday to me. I was like, damn, I thought it was on the 18th. Today is the 4th. Yeah, nah, I'm celebrating all month long. And
yeah,
but
to each his own. And I
yeah,
don't
I
judge.
mean,
I
but
don't
that I
judge.
mean that's the same thing. Like I mean, some people you know, have an issue like Christmas and like I mean honestly, like I've learned to repurpose things and I'll celebrate on my terms. So, for why I think I should, celebrate because it's not based on the common narrative, but because all right, shoot, call me a pagan, but I just like it's time of the year. We've had let's just say it was a good year. I want to celebrate by enjoying this time with family and us trading gifts with each other. And okay,
Exactly. It's
that's just
totally. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I really don't. And then like shit, the winter solstice. Call it whatever the hell you want
because
to
I
call
mean
it.
because I mean it is really a time. I mean all of the holidays that were originally celebrated by our ancestors was repurposed and they used it because they use that does the same time for it's certain energies that's
Right.
in the air and they're
Right.
celebrating still mainly for those purposes originally but just so that you have a separation from what
Right.
is really
And you're giving your energy to something you're not supposed to. Because I
yeah.
believe in those portals and stuff like that. At these there's always gonna be times like and then we touched on time travel a bit, like time travel flowing backwards and forwards. But if there was like wormholes or time travel, it would be like certain moments and certain times, and you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
when the cycles start over or whatever, certain parts. You know what you get what I'm saying? I feel like on those days you have access to the other dimensions too.
um
On those main holidays, the ones that are the summer solstice, winter solstice, you know, the spring.
spring, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, I guess call them yes portals or whatever, but I think it's just like higher levels of energy that you have access to, and if you're, because I think you have to, really to access it. A lot of times your mind state has to be pretty strong and also open, like meditating, allowing those energies to be able to, to be able to use them or manipulate those periods of times to get what you want out of it.
Right.
Because
Because otherwise,
that's what they're doing. They're trying to manipulate it. You bring a lot of high vibrations to,
and they use that to
and
their benefit.
exactly.
And we're
So
supposed to be using it to our benefit or to whatever end we would like, really.
yeah,
But if we give away that power by celebrating certain holidays and not really knowing what we're doing, then that we don't have any power over what it's going to do.
that's definite. That's for sure. So, but I don't know, man. A lot of us shut a lot of these things off and just, I think having an open mind to even just to consider some of these reasons that, some of these things that we're talking about now. Like some people will just be like, man, they'll write it off as you crazy, or you know, something is wrong with us. But if you constantly just live into what other people tell you, because I mean, if you know a God, I mean, because like being a human, you're a God living or whatever entity you believe you are, it's a spirit living a human, having a human experience. I mean, it's pretty much God having a human experience. You are a creator, and if you are always living somebody else's reality instead of your own, I mean, actually, I hadn't. I need to get me some more batteries for my scale, so I hadn't really weighed myself, but I definitely feel better.
Yeah, I don't like scales, and I used to I've been on weight loss journeys before, bro, and I'm being 100. I don't think scales are a good thing because what happens is scales they'll give you a false sense of things, and it can leave you frustrated because what happens is your weight can fluctuate. It fluctuates, and you
Of
can still
course.
be doing the right thing, and it'll fluctuate up, and it'll discourage you, and because you'll weigh yourself, and then it'll be fluctuated up even though you've been doing the right things, and then you'll be like, well, damn, what the fuck, I might as well just go eat some chicken wings.
Well, no, I mean,
That's why I
yeah,
don't
I
like
mean,
scales. I
well,
think
no,
it's
I
better
mean,
to just go by how you feel, because you could tell by your fucking clothes how they're gonna fit and shit like that. You're gonna know. You like shit. You don't have to know how many pounds it was. Oh, I lost exactly five
Well,
pounds,
you
or
you
well,
gotta
I had
understand
to
when
get
you
me a
go
new belt.
into it.
I had to get
My
me a new
bad, bro.
belt. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I could tell that I am losing inches. I don't know about my weight necessarily. What is going up or down, but because I mean, I want to actually still gain some more muscle. Um, so I mean, that's gonna kind of trade off. So you're right to some extent about the scale, because you know your BMI might be going down, but and your weight staying the same. s- can could have some psychological effects on some people, but I think it's you still need the scale as somewhat of a measuring stick. It doesn't have to be the full scope of what your progress is, but I think it does give some context to
yeah.
your
But
growth.
that's one of the things that's different about me and you, because you're like a numbers guy, and I'm like the numbers don't matter. And that's how I feel about the number of pounds that you
Well,
weigh.
I'm a scientist. I'm a
Yeah,
more scientist. So
yeah.
yes,
I'm
numbers do
all on
matter.
the I'm all on the human. What do you call it? Humanities. I'm on
Humanist.
humanities side,
You're a humanist.
whatever they call
But
it.
I'm a humanist too. I mean, it's a balance between them all. Like I don't overly just like only one thing matters type. No, I think the
Yeah.
conjunction matters. That's like
And I have to remind myself because as I was growing up, I used to think like details didn't really matter. I always would look at things through a big picture. You know,
Oh no,
I when
no
I when I
details definitely matter.
yeah, and when I talk about things on the show, I tend to come at them from a big picture type of way, and then because that's how I'm naturally, you know, my mind naturally works. But I have to remind myself that the big picture is made up of those little details. So it's
Details.
kind of like the forest for the trees, or the trees for the forest. You know what I mean? You can't look at both of them at the same time, and you
Tomato,
can't
tomato.
and you can't take either one of those perspectives as what the whole is. So you can't look at each one at the same time, and whichever perspective you're looking at, you're going to be missing like half of the damn thing. So you
Well, I
have to
mean, you
look at
just
it.
have to consider all the other factors when you're looking at the individual thing. You know, considering the factors when you single out certain things, you also understand there are other factors to it. So I mean, you know, like I said, you don't want to, you know, you use it as a measuring stick, but it's not your only measuring stick.
Yeah, yeah. So but I have to, like I was gonna say, I have to remind myself that, you know, those details do matter, and it's hard for me to even say it. The numbers do matter. Damn, that was hard to get out.
It'll be all right, man. You'll fight through it, bro. I mean, I know you got a lot of controversy that's built up inside you. You have arguments with yourself, you know, so I get it.
And that's what that's what I'm doing on this show a lot of times. Because sometimes when I be arguing with y'all, because I have multiple perspectives, you know, I'm trying to figure out where I stand on some of these topics, you know, that we talk about.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know where I'm at on it. Really. Look at this. It says news networks are not even getting clicks like that. So this shows like there's an opportunity for this, what we're doing here on this show.
Look up something in back check, kind of like cross reference.
It's
Yeah,
a precursor.
I should put the.
You say you look that shit up. That's the name of your show.
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
what really drew me in.
Guys.